welcome back to my channel, West Coast Wild Child. So I am currently in Sydney, in my friend's apartment. I went whale watching, I've been to the opera house, I've done a lot of fun stuff here in Sydney, so please roll the tape and please enjoy the video. And yeah, what she said. Alrighty, 6 in the morning. Hygiene. Alrighty, so I'm now in Brisbane. Look at this. Woohoo! Yeah, I arrived here at 5:40 and I'm tired. I have a bit of a cold again, no surprise. I met this lovely Maori man from New Zealand. He was watching my stuff while I got to the public toilet and brushed my teeth, which was lovely of him. And then he recommended me a cafe in the city that I'm going to now. It is really a view. It is definitely colder in Brisbane than it was in Cairns or Early Beach. So I guess I'm gonna try to find a cafe where it's a bit warmer, maybe drink some tea. That would be lovely. And yeah, let's see when Lily, my friend, comes and picks me up. That looks a bit off. So I've come to learn it's apparently a thing that is not that unusual in Australia, that you have like very modern buildings and really old buildings side by side. It looks a bit funny, but all the bigger cities have it. So after sleeping on a park bench since I arrived at 5 in the morning, my friend came and picked me up at around 3 p.m. and I went with her to her apartment and look at this luxurious room. I had my own bed and oh, it was amazing. So I just took out some tea bags to make some tea, and then I found this. Sorry Lily for snooping around a bit, but this is impressive. Like there is maybe 3 sheep left in here. Honestly, for me this would never happen. This would never happen. If I open a bag of chips, they are gone within the hour. I would never be able to save this. Like this is impressive. This is seriously impressive. Look at that. Wow! Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Bye! Honestly, this is so nice. I'm just sitting in my friend's flat at the moment with my computer and I have my tea, reading in some videos and photos from my camera, just enjoying my life. I have not left the flat at all today. I don't think I will. Maybe when Lily comes back from work. But I'm living my life here right now. Like, it just feels so good to have a flat again. Like I had the best night's sleep ever. I'm all for myself. There's nobody else around snoring. There's nobody on the bed above me rocking around, making me wake up every time they turn. It's just I'm living my best life right now. This is so nice. Also, I've learned some fun Aussie slang. What I've learned so far is a thong is not a piece of underwear, but it's actually flip-flops. A capsicum is a paprika. A saltwater crocodile is a salty. And a freshwater crocodile is a freshie. What you gonna do? You just gotta love them, those Aussies. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make my first Australia video now, actually. Because I think I'm gonna make 2 different videos. Of course, I think it's gonna be a really long video if I put it all in the same. Yeah, stay tuned if you want to see all of that. Subscribe if you want to. Deciding I could not stay in the flat forever, I went to the Australian zoo, and here we have a little Komodo dragon and a very sleepy tortoise, and an equally sleepy koala. Then I got some kangaroo food to feed the kangaroos. At first I found some little wallabies, they were so cute. And then I went to the bigger kangaroos, they're literally just chilling at a big meadow. And you can go there and feed whatever kangaroo looks the most hungry. Honestly, they were so cute. I can't even say, like, a kangaroo is a funny mixture between a really big rabbit and a dog. I don't even know. They are ridiculously cute though, and also very soft. Like, they're very tame at the zoo, so you can just pet them. Worst thing is they're gonna hop away if they don't want any more cuddles. Also, a pro tip, if you want to feed the kangaroos at the zoo, try to go early, because the longer the day goes, the more food the kangaroos will already have eaten, so by the end of the day they will probably be quite full. Honestly, they were so insanely cute. They do have pretty big claws though, so don't aggle them too much. I don't think these kangaroos would do anything, but just be careful. These boas were really big. There were 3 of them in here, so it's not only one, but they were pretty active, and apparently it's not unusual that people actually have a snake in their garden, maybe, if they have a house. And usually people keep them around because they actually eat mice and rats and stuff. If you have a snake this size though, it might be a problem if you have a cat. It's also quite interesting how they move. They don't slinger that much, but they like move their skin. I went by this guy's place maybe 3 times and waited for him to wake up, and when he finally did, he was actually running around quite a bit. He's so cute and fluffy. He reminds me of my parents' cat. I found another sleepy koala in a tree, and also in this zoo you are actually allowed to pet them a little bit. You can touch them on their lower back. Apparently they don't have a lot of sensation there, so they don't really mind. I also stumbled across one of the zookeepers walking around with a wombat. So cute. This is a fierce snake, and it is the most poisonous snake in the entire world. This guy is also quite poisonous and easy to anger, so might want to keep a distance to those. They also grow quite large, up to 3 meters. So this is an eastern tiger snake. What's a bit special about these is that they actually don't lay any eggs, but they give birth to living snake babies. So this lizard is actually poisonous. I think most people know what a king cobra is, but they can grow pretty huge. They can grow up to 5.5 meters. So it's a big snake, and they're also poisonous, of course. So this is a shingleback skink. They form a relationship with another skink, and they stay together for the rest of their lives. So this is a rattlesnake. I think it's also quite self-explanatory that you don't want to mess with these because they are quite poisonous, and yeah. So this is Australia's longest snake. They can grow up to 7 meters, and apparently they have a quite grumpy personality. They have been seen to take down prey the size of a wallaby, so definitely look out for your cat if you have one of these around. So this crocodile is not real, but they also do have quite a few crocodiles at the Australian Zoo. This is one of the larger ones, but not the largest one. This is the biggest one. His name is Akko, and he is around 6 meters long and weighs about a ton. And this is the Crocoseum, where they have the shows. So this is their black-necked stork. His name is Douglas. And then of course the crocodile show. This Crocoseum was built to show people how all the different ways the crocodiles actually would hunt in the wild. So they do jump, and usually they are in the water, and they surprise the prey by shooting out of the water. Splashing around a crocodile is a bad idea, as it will gain their attention. And also they are quite territorial about the water. I actually can't remember the name of this guy, but he was very cute. Tasmanian devil sure is a very peculiar creature. They do run like something between a dog with severe back problems and a pig. I don't even know. Like, they move very very specially, but yeah, also they are actually a lot smaller than I thought. I thought that Tasmanian devils were rather large, but no, they may be the size of a cat. And then, after a few wonderful days in Brisbane, it was time for me to get going, and I took the bus to Byron Bay. In Byron Bay the air was quite fresh, so instead of an aircon we actually had a heater. The kitchen was kind of not it after I had stayed with my friend for a few days, who obviously had a very clean kitchen, but what you gonna do? The next day I joined a canoe tour to see some dolphins, or at least try to see some dolphins, and I was joined by a new friend, Zoe from Germany, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was quite wavy, so we didn't see any dolphins at all, but we saw a whale. Oh my god, the view of this? Amazing! I don't actually know what beach this is, but it was so nice. The sunsets in Byron Bay were absolutely magical, and I would say they're some of the best sunsets I've ever seen. It was absolutely amazing. On the way back to the hostel, I went into this little stone shop, and you might not believe it, but I actually already have all of these. So in the evening, me and two friends from the hostel, Ocean and Mia, we went out to party, and we went to the piano bar as one of our stops. It was an amazing party. There were two people, each playing every second song, and they were really good. And one more stunning sunset, and then after 3 days in Byron Bay, it was time for me to take yet another bus to Sydney this time. So I stayed with a friend in Sydney. We met while we were snorkeling at the Great Barrier Reef, and he invited me to come stay with him when I came to Sydney, and I said yes, okay, fine. And my first stop in Sydney was this. If you have watched Bondi Rescue, then you know exactly what beach this is. Yes, Bondi Beach. The water was actually not that cold, so some people were actually swimming, but the wind was quite cold. So I don't know, I just didn't feel myself going into the water and then have to deal with all that cold wind, so I just stayed outside in my hat and my jacket and enjoyed myself. There is a quite well-known cliff walk you can do from Bondi Beach to Tamarama Beach to Bronte Beach and all the way back to Kogi. There are some pretty cool cliffs on the way. I don't know exactly what kind of rock this is, but clearly this was underwater at some point in time, and it looked really cool, and it's a very easy way to go. Like, even for me, it is hard to get lost. You literally just follow the coastline. So if you are in Australia around June, July, it is actually whale season. And while I did this cliff walk at Bondi Beach, this humpback whale started literally just jumping in and out of the water. I was amazed. I was just sitting there eating my sandwich and it just kept jumping and jumping, and I just dropped my sandwich and got the camera and actually got quite a nice shot, I think. So after doing the cliff walk, I actually went into the city, and yes, I saw the Opera House, and yes, this is indeed me grabbing the Sydney Opera House. Sorry kids. When I was 15, I actually had a presentation in class about the Sydney Opera House and about what the architect actually was inspired by when he came up with the shape of it. So, do you know what the architect actually was inspired by? Eggshells or an orange peel? Think fast. 1, 2, 3. Yes, he was actually inspired by orange peels when he came up for the final shape of the opera house. As always, when I go anywhere, I always try to go to the botanical gardens, because I just love plants, I love trees, and usually it's a very peaceful environment, and I just like to walk around there and see everything. You also have a very good view over the opera house and the bridge behind it from a certain point in the botanical garden, so I do recommend that. Then I also wanted to go into the Sydney Tower. It is like, it has an observation deck, quite high, and as we all know, I like heights a lot. On the way to the tower, I walked by a pond, and a very friendly eel came to greet me. I think they are probably fed by people sometimes, because the eel and the fish, they all seem very social. The Sydney Tower Eye is 309 meters tall, which is quite tall, so you get a really nice view, not only of the harbour, a big part of the city, It's very nice up there. It is a bit hard to take photos because the glass is quite reflective, but it was amazing. If you have time to go up here, I definitely recommend. It was amazing. By chance, I stumbled over this OPAL museum. The entrance is free, so you can just walk in here and enjoy all the sparkly little gems, or big gems in this case. Also, did you know that the seats in Australian, or at least in Sydney, in the trains are reversible? This is so smart, it absolutely blew my mind. Like, wow, what? So today is the 22nd June, which is the time that I thought that I would actually be completely done with the Philippines. Was my original plan. I am still currently in Sydney. I just got a bit stressed and I booked like all the rest of the accommodation and the tours that I want to do in Australia. Like, I feel like I need to get going a bit. I will be in Australia until the 10th of July, and originally I thought on July the 10th I would actually already be in China. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, sometimes you want to stay a bit longer and sometimes you meet fun people. If you're long-term traveling, it is almost impossible to keep your plans exactly. I mean, at least I had a plan. It was a good plan. Yeah, like... So I'm thinking I'm not gonna be too stressed about this. I think I'm behind my original plan by about a month. In 5 days I will have traveled non-stop for 6 months. It's half a year of constant travel. Am I tired yet? No, absolutely not. Actually, I thought by around this time that I would start, feeling it that, living out of a backpack and stuff, like always being on the move, that I would get tired of it. But I feel like because I move not only places but also countries, I feel like I don't get tired of it. Every time I get to be tired of the country that I'm currently in, then I'm already leaving for the next. So no, I have not yet found that lock, I would say, that I feel like, oh, I really want to go home, like I've traveled enough now. No, I'm just as motivated as before. So hopefully the more things I've seen, the more satisfied I will be, I guess. Like, there is so much there is to see in the world, and obviously you can't see all of it, like, even if you try. But I feel like, at least to not have this burning, itching feeling that, oh, I really want to see the world, I wonder what that is like, Like, when I come back, I will have been in so many places, like, maybe not 50 countries exactly like I planned before I left, but, I mean, Australia is my 9th stop already. I think I have 5 more stops left in Asia. I think about 15 countries ahead in only Asia, and then, obviously, in especially Central America, I'm gonna add on a lot more, but, yeah, we'll see. Still loving it! Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm wearing just the right t-shirt, dream big. Quit your job, buy a ticket, get a tan, fall in love, never return. Going strong so far, I would say. At least still on the first 3. The next day it was quite cold, it was very windy, but because there were so many whales around, I thought, why not do a whale watching tour? I had already seen the jumping whale back at Bondi, so I was like, maybe I can see a jumping whale from even closer. And we did see some whales rather close. Sadly, I did not see any of them jumping. There was one of them that jumped, but it was literally on the other side of the boat, so I didn't see it, which is a bummer, which still haunts me to this day. No, not really, but it was a bit sad. But anyways, I mean, whales are so big and majestic, and it's just amazing to be even close to them. They just very calm, just gliding around there, and yeah, I've never really seen whales before, so this was great. In humpback whales, the female is bigger than the male, so the female can be up to 17 meters long, and the male is around, I think around 10 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that the females get around 17 meters. The following day I went to the Three Sisters, which is a cliff formation of 3 rocks that is said to be 3 sisters turned to stone. And this park was very beautiful. I have heard of some people that I met on the way that the 3 sisters are overhyped and not really worth it, like there are other things that you can see in the area, but for me, I think this was absolutely stunning. Like, I'm very happy I went, and just the view from the platforms, it was really, really amazing. This is definitely one of the best stops I've done in Australia, I would say. This was amazing. Also, I was there at sunset, which made everything even more beautiful, and yeah, I don't think this is overhyped at all, honestly. This was amazing. Like, look at this view. This was awesome. There are some steps that you might consider if you go here. They are pretty alright higher up, but the further down you go, the harder they get. And no matter how well trained you are, you will be sweaty when you come up again. The bridge was sadly closed, so I could not walk out on it, but it was still pretty amazing. Look at this view. It was absolutely stunning. Like, this was so great. I'm so happy I came here, even though people told me that this was overhyped. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they were here a bad time of the day, I don't know. I think if you have the time, everybody should go here. It's so nice. So there you have it, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. By the time this comes up, I am probably already in the Philippines. No nonsense. As always, thanks for watching. Bye!